Hello. There are lots of healing tools, and I've got a section, a playlist on them, gathering them up. One of the most interesting ones is the bell. I have a little bell, it's a little brass bell. It's only small, it's not very big. And you can do what I call a bell healing because it's really sound healing. And sound healing is very powerful, and as the decades go, we'll start to use it more and more. People who use the bowls and other things like the rattle and the drum, they already realise that sound healing is important and shifts energy and changes the aura. However, our society hasn't quite gathered that. It's funny how in earlier societies, centuries ago, they used these modalities, medicine men and shamans and witches and even priests. They use these different modalities, and now they're all sort of surfacing and coming back. When you want to use the bell, it's very easy. You can do the bell on yourself. It's a bit hard to do your back, but you can ask someone to do that if you like. And you just start by ringing it. So you start ringing the bell, and then you move it around the body so you can do the chakras and ring it, and then go to different parts of your body and just keep ringing it. The interesting thing is that when it hits a part of the body that energetically is not working properly, the bell won't ring the same. So the bell either thuds. Sometimes the bell won't ring, and then other times the bell does a really strange thing. So the inside little bits that are dangling, they start flailing all over the place and it won't ring properly. However, if you keep ringing it, you keep going back there, going to some other parts of the body, then come back and keep ringing, eventually the bell will start to ring properly, which means that the sound of the bell, the vibration, it's knocked out whatever was there that was stopping it from ringing properly. It's really fascinating. When I first started playing with the bell, I was excited because you could actually hear where the problem was. I actually did some healings. I've done many, of course, but I did some healings at the very beginning with the bell. Didn't say anything to the people, didn't ask them where the areas were wrong. Started ringing the bell, and then I'd get to the spot and it wouldn't ring properly, and I had to keep ringing it, and it was resisting, and I kept ringing it. And then the person would say, oh, yeah, that's my sore shoulder, or yeah, I have trouble with that knee, or that's my ankle. Without any information, the bell was actually reading the body for me. It does two things. By the sound of how the bell changes, it shows you where the problem is, and then by continually ringing it, you eventually knock out that vibration and it starts to ring properly. The ringing will also sometimes, when you're ringing it in some areas, it feels light and easy, and I think that's where the energy is good. That's where we're not having any problems. And in other areas, it could feel a little bit heavy. You'll get your own way of using the bell. It's quite noisy, and it sounds really strange because it just rings, 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 rings when you do it. But I have a house where I'm a little bit away from the street, so it doesn't sound too crazy with this bell ringing. Use it as much as you want. It's a great tool to use. There's no money involved. You can do it on yourself. You can ring on your children and anyone in your family or friends and just start ringing the bell. You can sit them in a chair if you don't have a table and start ringing, and you will find it's very, very accurate. It's like having, I don't know, psychic healing eyes because it shows you where it's not working. And I actually think it improves the run of the body and the energy of the body. The last little recap. So you use the bell, you run it up the chakras, up the front chakras, up the back chakras, and you can do the main chakras. Then start again and start running it down one side of the body, and then go to the feet and then run again. Running it up and down the body is a good idea as well, not just the chakras, because sometimes there's problems in between where you're actually doing it. I often like to spend a little bit of time on the feet, because the feet are really important in terms of accessing energy and releasing energy. When that you're doing it, you just ring the bell at the bottom of the feet, and that will actually stir up the energy. It also changes the aura. If you can use a pendulum and check the aura before and then after you've done a bell ringing healing, you'll notice that the energy and the chakras will often be much bigger, and the parts that you're having trouble with are now going around properly. It's a fabulous tool. It's cheap, It's quick, it's easy, and it's really, really noisy. So I don't recommend you do this at 10 o'clock at night because it'll carry through the suburbs. But I do recommend that you do it. You can teach your children how to ring the bell around the body too. If you're in a place that you don't have a partner or someone, you can ask your children to ring the bell down your back, because I found I couldn't do those parts. There's no way I could reach the middle part or that section. If you're lucky enough, ask someone else to ring the bell. I think it also makes you feel kind of clean and cleansed and clearer energetically, and it bumps up that energy. And then those vibrations, those energies that are negative and heavy in the body that we've dislodged by bringing them out, they can now be released, and new energy can fill up that space, because it's all about energy and vibration. I think the bell also brings our vibration up, the ringing of the bell, because the singing bowls definitely bring our vibration up. And so the more we use the bell and the bowls and all these modalities, the easier it is for us to bring our vibration up. We aren't always in a place where we can find good healers or have the money to keep going to healing. So that's why I want to do these podcasts, because you can do all of this stuff at home and on your family and friends, and help other people and help yourself, and help to cleanse your aura and vibrate higher and actually be more healthy. And it'll really help with your well-being on lots of levels. Remember though, when you do it, if it doesn't work, you just keep ringing. That's the thing I probably wanted to say at the end here, just to remind you. And if you can't get it to ring properly, after a while, go and do something else on the body and then come back and do it again. The more you practice it, the more your ears will hear it. I'm quite attuned now, so I can hear when it's not ringing properly. You can actually hear, oh, it's not ringing properly, it doesn't like it here. And if you very carefully go all around that area, you often will hit a spot which is the origin of where the energy is messing around, and you'll hit it and it'll really be thudding or it won't ring, and that's where you go. Have fun this week ringing your bell. This makes a whole new meaning too. I'm going to ring your bell, doesn't it? And I'm sending you lots of love and light.